So whenever you want to correspond with any government official or maybe with the government in a very formal way, so we use letter writing as one of the means. No abbreviations and also no slang that has to be used over here. Since it has lot of details and you are writing it to your friends or relatives, there may be many issues, many facts that you will include there. So that's the reason there is no subject line that is required. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shalini, Professor of English, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Today we are here to understand one of the components prescribed by University of MYSURU for 4th SEM B.B.A. Today we will be understanding the letter writing. I'll just introduce you to what is letter writing. Then in the coming sessions, we'll be understanding about which are the various types of letters you will be facing in business correspondence. So let us start now. So what is there in today's session? We'll be understanding what is the meaning of letter writing, and then we'll understand which are the different types of letters and what are the formats required for those various types of letters, and we will also look at a sample of formal and informal letters. Okay, so let us begin quickly now. To start with, we are going to understand the meaning of letter writing. Why is a letter written? What is meant by letter writing? Okay, so the most important means of communication in government and private sectors is letter writing. Okay, so whenever you want to correspond with any government official or maybe with the government in a very formal way, so we use letter writing as one of the means. So this can be seen in private sectors also. Okay, not only government but also private sectors. The most important topic in writing skills is this letter writing. Okay, so this is one of the most sought after and also one of the most important skills that can be seen in writing skills in English. Okay, so this is actually the meaning of letter writing. Okay, so let us begin by understanding which are the different types of letters. Okay, so to begin with, we have this formal letter. Okay, so this is one type of letter writing. Okay, so here we have this official letter. So these are the letters that come under this formal letter. Okay, so this is actually a very official letter. It is written in official level only. Okay, whenever you are writing to some officers, be it government or private, it is written to some official. Fine. So the language that is used will be very formal. Okay, so not like how you talk with your friends. It will be very sophisticated, very courteous and very polite. So that is what you call as a formal language. Okay, so then we cannot write this to relatives or friends. We write it only to officials, private or government, but not to relatives and friends. Okay, this is the point where we have to ponder upon. We need to concentrate here because we do not write it to relatives and friends. We have to write it only to officials, that is formal letter. Okay, so this will always be precise and also to the point. No unnecessary details and all will be included there. It is only to the point. Precise means very short and crisp enough. Okay, there is no use of colloquial words, means whatever words we use while talking, those words are not used in this formal letter. Okay, so no abbreviations, also no short forms. Okay, no abbreviations and also no slang that has to be used over here. That means language should be very elaborate and formal enough. Okay, so this is the formal letter. Okay, so now we move on to the informal letter. So this is the second type of letter that you are understanding. Okay, so informal letter is not at all an official letter. It is not written to officers. Okay, it is instead written to friends and relatives or maybe acquaintances. That is the people you know by name and also you know them very closely, and with those whom you maintain personal relationship. So that type of people only you write this letter to. Okay, so here the language is not at all formal, it has to be informal. Okay, so you can write like you are talking to them. Okay, so this is the written form of how you talk to your known people or how you talk to your acquaintances. Okay, so that's the reason there is informal language that is used over here. Fine. So this can have extra information. Formal letter you saw, it was very precise. Whatever was required, only that much will be written. Whereas informal is just the opposite. it will have extra information. It's not like you include all unnecessary details, but you can include all personal details also over there. Okay, so whenever you're writing a letter to any official or something, you do not write all these personal information over there, whereas an informal letter you can include that also. Okay, so here you can have extra information, and also subject line is not required. In official letter, subject line is required in order to convey the official what you are writing about. Whereas here, since it has lot of details and you are writing it to your friends or relatives, there may be many issues, many facts that you will include there. So that's the reason there is no subject line that is required. So these were the two different types of letters you see in letter writing. Okay. So which are the types of letters that come under formal letter? Okay. So it can be a letter to the editor, it can be a letter to any government or maybe to police, and letter to the principal, or maybe an order letter, complaint letter, inquiry letter, reply. So all these, okay, these all come under formal letter. So all these you have it in your business correspondence part. Okay. So this is section A of your syllabus. Okay, in section A, you have this business correspondence. Okay, so these letters come under that section. Okay, apart from this, application for job is also there, which also comes under the language component part. Okay, so you have just one job application along with CV. Okay, so that comes under this language component part. So basically speaking, under language component also you have letter writing. In section A, that is business correspondence, there also you have this letter writing, and these are the types of letters you will be writing in business correspondence. Okay, that is your section A, which is there for 30 marks. And also language component, you have letter writing, that is job application along with CV for 4 marks. Okay, so altogether 34 marks you will be getting for letter writing. Okay, so next to move on, we have types of informal letters also. This time you will be learning only formal letters. Okay, informal letters, it is not there, but it is better you know the types of informal letters also. Okay, so you can write letter to your parents, siblings, friends, classmates, neighbors, all these. Okay, any kind of acquaintances. So these come under acquaintances, means the known people. Okay, so these are called as acquaintances. Okay, so these letters come under informal letters. Okay, so these are the two different types of letters, and among that there are so many subdivisions. So these were the types of letters you understood. So we'll now understand the format of these letters. Okay, so in formal letter, what and all should you include is the question here. This will start with the sender's address first, then comes the date. For date also there is a format. Okay, so let me just tell you, sender's address includes only address. Okay, so even if you write your name, that's fine, but as per the format you need to write only the address, because when you are closing you are going to write your name, so need not have to write it twice. Okay, so sender's address you will write, and date will be in elaborate form, something like this: June 1st, 2022, or maybe 1st June 2022. Okay, so it should be in elaborate form. Okay, it must be in elaborate form only. Then comes the receiver's address, and in this part, if you know the receiver's name also, please write it, and below that you need to write the designation of the receiver. Okay, so address doesn't mean you have to write only address, you need to include the designation also. Okay, so what post does that receiver hold? Okay, so you have to address him by the post only. For example, you're writing it to your principal. Okay, you know the principal's name, but you will not write his or her name, you have to write the principal only. Okay, so that time you need to write the principal's designation, and also you need to write the official address. Okay, so here also you will write the official address, here also you will write the official address only. Okay, so because you are related to that person whom you are writing at an official level only. Okay, you need not have to write anything personal. Okay, you are sending this letter to the official in the office, not to his or her home. So you need to write the receiver's address official level only. Okay, so then we have this subject line. You need to convey to the receiver what you are writing about. Okay, so subject line is important. Then salutation, how do you address that person? Okay, how do you call that person. As soon as I enter the class, as I address you, like a very warm welcome is what I say. Okay, welcome to the class. A very good morning. So something like this I say when I come to the class, right? So similarly, salutation is very much important. Respected sir, respected madam is what you have to write. You don't write dear here. You have to write respected, because dear comes in informal letter. Respected sir or madam comes in formal letter. Okay, so this is what you have to write. Then comes the body. This contains the actual content of the letter. Okay, so the main content is here. Whatever you have to convey, that you have to convey in an elaborate way over here. Shortly you will convey in subject line. Next you will have it in content. Okay, so content you need to specify little elaborately. Okay, so then you have this complementary closing. As soon as the class is over, I just cannot run away saying bye-bye. Okay, so I need to give you a clue that I am going to conclude the class. I am going to discuss in the next class what are the topics. So all these I need to tell you, give you a clue that the class is going to end and then I have to leave. I just cannot leave the class abruptly. Okay, so this is what is called as complementary close. Thanking you, yours faithfully, yours sincerely, all these come under complementary closing. At last, we have this sender's name, signature and designation. Okay, first signature will be coming. Okay, so then comes the designation along with name. Okay, so name you can write in caps. Okay, you can write it in uppercase, and then comes the designation, the post you hold. Okay, so this is what is the format of a formal letter. Now let us look at the format of an informal letter. This is also more or less the same, but slight different is that you'll have this address of the sender, then you have date. There is no prescribed format for this date. Okay, you can write it the way you want. Then we have this salutation. You don't have this receiver's address. Okay, you don't have the receiver's address over here. Okay, you'll have salutation, then you'll have body, no subject line. Okay, no subject line, no receiver's address. Okay, so both of them will not be there inside the letter. Okay, then at last you have the sender's name and address. Okay, sender's name and address. So this is optional. You can write this address or you may leave it also, no issues. Sender's name should be there. Okay, so where do you write this receiver's address? You will write it on the envelope. Okay, on the envelope you have a place to write address, right? So that place you will write the address of the receiver. Okay, some places you have it on one part wherein the stamp is stuck. There you will have the receiver's address, and the other part wherein the stamp is not stuck, there you will have to write the sender's address. Okay, so this you're putting a letter into an envelope, so that time you need to mention this. Okay, so this is the format of an informal letter. Okay, so let us now look at a sample. Okay, so sample of a formal letter. Formal letter, you know, you have to write it in official level only, isn't it? So here we have a letter to mayor of your city. Mayor, the person who takes care of the city, who heads the city. Okay, seeking solution to the problem of water clogging in your area. So water is clogging, that is, it is getting stuck somewhere. So that you are writing, you are Raj or Rani of Dharma Colony, Ramgarh. So here they only have given the name. So you need to write that name. They have just mentioned it as Dharma Colony. So suppose you are writing a door number and all, you can mention your own. Okay. So here you are writing it to an official. So you need to mention his official address. Okay. So let us start. Number 14/8, Dharma Colony, Ramgarh. This is my address. That is the person who is writing the letter. That person's address. Then we have this date. You need not have to mention this compulsorily. Okay. This is optional, but this is mandatory. Okay, 15 Jan 2021. Then you have the official address. Okay, the mayor, Ramgarh. Okay, so here you have the designation. Here you have the city, the person in charge of the city. So that will reach him. No issues. So you need not have to mention the postal address in detail. Okay, so then we have this subject line, complaint regarding problem of water clogging in Dharma Colony. Okay, so this is the subject line. You are talking something about water problem. Okay, so then you have this salutation. How do you address that person? Respected sir is also fine. Sir or madam is also fine. Okay, suppose you know if the person is male, then you write sir. If not, you'll just write madam. Okay, so you don't know who the mayor is, so you write sir or madam. Okay, so then we have this actual content of the letter. Okay, you mention all the problems here to the point. Okay, what and all problems they are facing, and also at last we have a complementary clause here. Please consider the issue as serious and find out a solution at the earliest. The last line what you're reading here, it is actually telling that the letter is going to be stopped here. It is going to close here. Okay, so then we have this complementary clause again, salutation, and this is the name of the person who has written the letter. Okay, so this is the way in which you write a formal letter. Okay, so let us now look at an informal letter. Okay, so your Garima or Gaurav write a letter to your friend. So you already know you are writing informal letters to your friends or known people. Okay, you are writing a letter to your friend. Okay, so inviting her or him to your birthday party. Okay, this is not an official invitation, it is just a personal invitation. Okay, give details regarding the day, time, venue, etc. Add interesting details like theme, dress code, etc. Okay, so this is the question given to you. Name is already given to you, address is not given. You can just write your own address. Okay, so yes, 45 Janmarg, Delhi. Okay, so this is the place we are just sending the letter. Okay, so then now comes the date here, then salutation. Then there is no subject line at all. Okay, as I told you, there is no subject line at all. Okay, so here, hi, you're invited to my birthday party on 25th August. Okay, so here the party will be at Archie's place, Nehru Park, from 4 to 7 p.m. So here this is the venue, this is the time, and here you have the date. Okay, here I'm giving some details about theme also. Okay, it is Spider-Man theme. In order to make the letter interesting, I have been adding all these. Okay, so then waiting for your confirmation, it is nothing like, it is something like RSVP. Okay, you need to confirm to the person that whether you're coming or not. Okay, so this is RSVP. Then we have this name of the person who is inviting. Okay, so this is how you write an informal letter. Okay, so you can mention the address there on the envelope also. Okay, so we are inviting two people over here, so that letter is written there. Okay, so I just gave you two addresses in order to show you that if there are two people, you can just write it like that. Need not have to mention both the addresses there. You can mention the address there. That's it. Okay, so this is how you write a letter. Okay, so just now in this session, we have seen which are the different formats to write formal and informal letter, and which are the categories under formal as well as informal letter. Okay, so let us meet again in another more interesting session to learn about other letter writing. Okay, so take care, keep learning. More importantly, stay safe. See you soon. Bye-bye.